Alright everybody, and welcome back to part 2 of the Fire Fist deck showcasing. And we ended off with Fire Formation Gyakuku for the formations. And this deck also runs 3 Tenki, Tensu, and Gyaku, and I think I forgot to mention that part. And that was my bad, sorry. And since we're finished with the spells and I've done explained them, I will move on onto the traps now. For the traps, we have 1 Compulse, a Bottomless, Torianto Tribute, and a Solomon Warning. This deck doesn't really need Mirror Force because of all of what these cards can do. And plus, Dark Hole and Red Geki is pretty much your Mirror Force from your hand your turn, so you really don't need Mirror Force. Unless you wanted to take out like one of each of these spells and like side deck Mirror, I could understand, but then again, you really don't need Mirror like I said, but I don't know, it's up to you guys. This is just my build, I'm just giving you guys an opinion idea. Anyway, next we run 3 Tensen and Kaio. And now, what Tensen does is, when this card is activated, target 1 Beast Warrior type monster on your field and it gains 700 attack points until the end of this turn. So this card is pretty much like an equipment that boosts your Fire Fist monster's attack by 700 that turn. And only that turn until it is the end, I think. Yeah, until the end of the turn. And as long as this card remains face up on the field, all Beast Warrior type monsters gain 300 attack points. So it's basically 3 spell cards mixed into 1. So the traps are pretty much the bigger attack boosts, and they are what helps give your Fire Fists more advantage, in a sense. And for the last, we have Kaio. During the turn this card is activated, if a Beast Warrior type monster you control attacks a defense position monster, inflict piercing damage to your opponent. This card applies even if this card leaves, this applies even if this card leaves the field. So say if someone tried to pop it with an MST, the effect would still be resolved until the end of that turn. And just like Tensen, it also lets your Fire Fists gain 300 extra attack points. So, Tensen, Kaio, give your monsters, or Beast Warrior types, 300 extra attacks. So that's like 600 right there. But if you had 5 of them, that's like 1500, or 3, that's 900. So, that's pretty much a better source. So you just want to have 1 Tensen, Kaio, Gyaku, Tensu, and Tensu. Or Tenki, I mean, not Tensu. I already said Tensu. Okay. So, yeah, to get all 5 of those activated, that blocks up your space, but that's pretty much, 900 extra attack points, so Bear would, like, go from 1600 to, like, 2500. Same with Gorilla. Gorilla and Bear have the same attack strength. Coyote would have 2900. Caribou would have 2000. Same thing with Boar. Dragon would have 2700, and Wolf would just have 900. But its defense is pretty strong, so this card is pretty much meant as a defender. Same thing with Caribou, it has 2000 defense. So Boar is your only tuner, and he's pretty much the only tuner you really need for this deck. I wouldn't really suggest any others unless you want to get creative and add like a Veiler in or whatever, just so you can negate effects of people. Oh! Here's Jack. Jack's on. Say hi to the viewers. And everyone, this is my friend Jack. Jack, that is from New Zealand, and he is also one of my pals. LOL. Showing my Fire Fists. I think I said that right. Yes, I did. Okay, now let's see what he was wanting. That's what my friend John and Wilds, aka McWigga on here said. He said, shout out to my homies who's here with me. Okay, I guess he's talking about both of us, I guess. And I'ma assume I'm the reason why. LOL. Pretty much, Jack hates all of my deck builds because most of them all of them usually end up beating him. So, yeah, he really hates my mind set and mind based to how I duel. So, yeah, he has to learn to get used to it, I guess. And Jack, shout out to you, buddy. John and Wilds, McWigga, shout out to you. SSJ Infinity, shout out to you. So shout outs go out to all three of you guys. And a Duelist Jump also. Now that we've pretty much wrapped up the deck, let me get into the sideboard. Now for the third Fire Formation trap, we have a Fire Formation Tenkin. Although I really wouldn't recommend this card, even though it gives the plus 300 extra, I still wouldn't recommend it. Although only during the main phase 1, when this card is activated, target one Fire Fist monster you control. During this phase, its effects are negated. Also, it is not affected by the effects of cards other than this card. So it pretty much is a shield with a downfall unless you have a monster you have effects like Coyote that really don't apply and you can still use it. I mean, you could use Tenkin. You could like take out one Kaio and a Tensen, but actually, you know what? I think we'll do that. We'll take out a Tensen and we'll add in crap, didn't mean to do that. We'll take out them and add in Tenkin. So this deck is pretty much okay now. Crap. And save it. Alright, and let's see who's talking. Then why? He said I'm not the reason why he hates Fire Fists. So I'm going to ask him why. Oh, I thought it didn't go through. Okay. So anyway, going on to the sideboard, we also have 3 White Hole, which is to help, like, shield off against Dark Hole. If anyone knows what this card does is... Okay, for those who do or do not know, White Hole is pretty much the shield. If your opponent went to use Dark Hole, it'd be like a mirror and it bounced back to them and popped their field instead of your own. So it's pretty much your reflector, whatever you'd want to call it, for you against your opponent, so it's a plus side for you. Crimson Blader, level 8 Synchro Monster, 1 tuner or 1 or more non-tuner monsters, that's a level 8. If this card destroys a monster by battle, your opponent can't special summon any monsters that are level 5 or higher. So that card is pretty good. Alright, now we also have, like, sorry guys, I had to adjust. My arse hurts. My arse hurts. Okay, why did I just say my arse hurts? Okay, okay, I need to stop talking about that. Okay, now for the Fire Fist Synchro and XYZs, we run 3 Current, and what he does is 1 Fire Tuner plus 1 or more non-tuner Fire Fist monsters. I freaking love this card, and here's why. When this card is Synchro Summoned, you can set a Fire Formation spell or trap directly from your deck to the field. Now, here's why he's amazing. All monsters your opponent control lose 100 attack for each face-up spell or trap card you control. So say if you had these up, your opponent would basically lose like 1, 2, 3, 4, 500 attack. So it's pretty much a big plus side for you. So that's pretty much why he searches out and he debuffs monsters on your opponent's side of the field. So this card really helps. Tiger King, 2 level 4 Beast Warrior type monsters. When he's XYZ summoned, you can set a Fire Formation spell or trap from your deck to the field. Now that's the +1. Here's what the other effect is. Once per turn, detach one XYZ material from this card, negate the effects of all face-up effect monsters currently on the field, except Beast Warrior type monsters. Until the end of your opponent's next turn, when this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can send 3 Fire Formation or 3 Fire Formation spell or trap cards you control to the graveyard to special summon 2 level 4 Beast Warrior type monsters with the same attack from your deck in face-up defense position. So you could pretty much source out for Bear and Gorilla if you wanted, or you could go for Coyote or whatever. And that's my cat Sassy. She's I guess how you say in heat. So yeah, I really didn't want to make that awkward. Okay, and we're gonna skip this and going into part 3 now.